If this person isn't important in your life, you could just throw away that comment. Unless it's something that you genuinely feel in the cruxicles of your soul you need to work on, you could just throw away the comment. Just give yourself permission to not welcome in things that certain people might say about you. Hi everyone, my name's Hiba, and to those that don't know me, if this is your first time, this is a high vibe, self-love, self-care YouTube channel, predominantly based around DIYs, but I like to talk about mental health related things and stuff that I think will help other human beings. So today we are going to be talking about something that has been on my mind, and I'm looking at my phone because this is what happens when I do these sporadic stuffs. When I talk to y'all, okay, I'm not American, what am I doing? When I talk to you all about stuff that I think will help you, or just help me and hopefully will help you. I'm drinking my kombucha. This is green tea kombucha. It's extremely fizzy, but it's very nice. So, what I wanted to talk to you guys today is about when you find yourself in a situation where someone is saying something bad about you, be it in real life, be it a stranger, be it someone that you do know, be it something that you remember from your past, people just kind of saying negative things about your character and your personality. Here are some thoughts and ideas that I have that will help you get through this, navigate it, process it in your mind, and make you feel better. So let's get going. So let's say someone is being rude about you, your personality, your character. Here are some questions you can ask yourself. Number one, is this person important in my life? If they are important in your life, you then need to ask yourself, were they speaking out of anger? Were they speaking out of love? Was it a gentle conversation where they came and approached you? Or was it an out of the blue comment that kind of didn't seem very productive, constructive, helpful, or kind? If this person isn't important in your life, you could just throw away that comment. Unless it's something that you genuinely feel in the cruxicles of your soul you need to work on, you could just throw away the comment. Just give yourself permission to not welcome in things that certain people might say about you. Number two, is this thing that's being said about me, is it something where I'm harming anyone? Am I harming anyone? If you're going about your life and you're not harming anyone, it's not a matter of urgency, and it might very well just be the case that that person's saying something about you. It's their personal issue and it's got nothing to do with you. They're projecting something onto you, okay? Do the people closest to me care? Do the people closest to me bring this up all the time, okay? Let's say that they do. Let's say it's not the same thing, but let's say some people closer to you brought up something similar, right? Do they still love you? Is it something that you're conscious of? Is it something that you didn't think that was a big deal? Is it something that's just unique to your personality that you've acknowledged, and it's fine, you can still live everyday, normal, healthy life with the people that matter around you? And to be completely honest with you, it's a whole nother subject matter, I'm going to do a whole video on it. But when you get to the point of knowing yourself, it doesn't really matter what any human being thinks. It really doesn't. As long as you're not harming anyone and you are happy with who you are, and sometimes we aren't happy with who we are, but then we can go delve in a bit deeper into how we're going to see ourselves, how we're going to let ourselves see ourselves. So it goes into self-healing, self-care, self-love, working on our inner child, really tapping into ourselves and knowing who we are, respecting and celebrating what makes us unique, because what makes us unique isn't always going to be for everyone, but you can celebrate who you are and what makes you unique, okay? If there was a dog that always went, it just made a weird sound like that all the freaking time, okay? Don't know what dogs make that sound, but let's say it do. Someone might be like, your dog is so annoying. Does that dog care? That dog ain't gonna stop going, meh, just because some random Joe said it's not nice, or because Auntie Jill said that whenever she comes to visit, the meh sound is really, really jarring. Oh, boo-hoo. My little dog is not gonna care. It's just gonna keep doing what it does. And I'm still gonna love it, okay? And I'm really all that matters because I'm what feeds it and cleans its poop up. And if you feed yourself and you clean your own poop, then really it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks because you're doing you. If I change based on what other people are saying, this is the next one, by the way. If I change based on what other people are saying, am I doing it for me or am I doing it for them? If you're doing it for them, oh heck no. Do not change for them. No one. Don't change for anyone. You stand your ground, you've done the work, you've really thought about who you are, what makes you unique, what you're going to embrace in yourself. Embrace your unique parts, embrace your good parts, embrace your flaws, embrace the strengths, embrace the weaknesses, embrace you. You are human, all that you are, and all the facets and all the different spritzels and spretzels and all the little bits of your very essence. I don't know really what that means, but you kind of get what I mean. Just embrace it. I hope you get what I mean. This is a random thing that I wrote in here, but I was like, did Will Smith become any less Will Smith because of what the critics said? No. And Will Smith is famous for his charisma, for his character, for his unique personality. And the reason why I'm talking about Will Smith, the night before I wrote this, I dreamt that my mum was dating Will Smith. I dreamt she was super cool. She was kind of Lady Diana vibes outfit she was wearing. She was wearing a cute round neck sweatshirt with the cycling shorts. I don't know if you've seen on Instagram these viral pictures of Lady Diana, Princess Diana. I don't know what her name is, and I'm British. Princess Diana wearing this attire. Anyway, so my mum was wearing that kind of Princess Diana kind of cash outfit, sat on the side just flicking through her phone with Mickey Mouse ears on and saying, yeah, I dumped him, but don't worry, he's still your dad. You can still ask him for life advice, don't worry. That's what my mum was saying in my dream. So I was like, no, Will Smith isn't my dad anymore. And then she like reassured me and said, he's still my dad, even though he broke up. My mum broke up with him because she's so badass like that she would like totally break up with Will Smith. Anyway, but I do think it's so true. Imagine all the unique people like Lady Gaga. You think everyone's gonna like la 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 la. It doesn't stop her from singing that, right? Think of the bajillion people that you see on social media. The ones, they all look different. They all sound different. They all are different. You think everyone likes everyone? And I know that some people have issues because they want everyone to like them. I probably don't mind if people don't like me, but that's probably being born and bred in a cutthroat, like the cutthroat of central London, being in a scene where no one really liked me unless I was completely to the T their ideals. So I've kind of been like conditioned through that environment to kind of not care so much. But at the same time, I really do care when you think about the perspective of like social media comparison and things like that. So I'm far from perfect, but I have got to myself to a place where I can handle it if someone straight up is like, I don't like you, or I don't like stuff about you. Like that's where I've kind of got my strength, but I think other people have better strengths than me in other things. I'm quite squishy and soft and sensitive, so there's certain situations which make me really sensitive, which we can delve into in another video because I have so much to say. If you sit with yourself and really think about who you are, this is done through self-love and self-worth practice. You'll find you stop humouring those that feel the need to comment on who you are. You don't even have the energy because you're so sure of yourself that it's a pointless conversation to have. If you aren't solid in your self-worth, almost like a wall, you become like a sponge, absorbing what others and external things, brackets, social media, anything external that affects your worth, tell you about your worth, okay? It's not easy to always be the wall. Sometimes we're soft, squishy sponges and we should allow that. We should allow every single part of us. This is what this whole video is about. Embracing every single part of us. The flaws, the good, the bad, the weaknesses, the strengths. Embrace it, okay? But if we can get to a place in our life where we're working on being the wall and not the sponge, we can bounce back all of these things and stay solid and grounded, also like a tree. Trees have deep roots that they've grown with time, and you're solid, and the tree does not care what someone said about its leaves. It's still going to keep growing, the leaves are still going to come round, the seasons are going to come round, you're going to get the green leaves, you're going to get the brown leaves, you're going to get the leaves that plonk on your head, you're going to get the leaves that flap about in the wind, okay? waking you up at night because it's like with the wind and the leaves, okay? They don't care. Be more tree. Another thing to really bear in mind, which is really handy and really useful, often when we have critics or when people say things about us, often these people are basing it on society's ideals and society's conditionings, and they have let themselves be conditioned by society's ideals and society's conditionings, okay? Let me explain. Someone might say to you, it's really vain to say you love yourself. Why is it okay that we can say we love Beyonce? Why is it okay that we can say Beyonce's hot, but we can't say we love ourselves, or we can't say that we're hot? And some might argue that in this day and age we can love ourselves more, and we have shown it. But I see it in everyday life. I'll literally be like, damn, I look fine. And someone will be like, you're humble, you're modest. If I started saying, I look so ugly today, they wouldn't bat an eyelid. All of a sudden, it's just normal and it's okay. So remember, when someone's putting you down, oh, you're modest, you're humble, and like making fun of you for being big-headed, society has taught them that they're not allowed to be nice about themselves. They can go and not be nice about themselves over there. I'm gonna still be nice about myself and still big myself up. Is this person, I'm gonna repeat that by the way, because this is quite a good paragraph. Is this person speaking based on society's perception, like the convention police? Or are they speaking from an intelligent, well thought out, enticing and loving perspective? Something to think about. The thing I like about myself, and it's obviously taken time and self-healing and work, and this is why I'm sharing it with you guys, because I've done so much work on it. So the thing I like most about myself is my bold personality. I find that sometimes in certain industries and certain lifestyles you need a bold personality. Not every industry and lifestyle you need that. So if you're cool with being soft and gentle and not bold, all for it. But for me, I like my bold personality. It helps me get through my entrepreneurship, helps me do YouTubing, it helps me get towards, it helped me when I was a stylist, styling men. Like I was like 24 years old, 23 years old, 22 years old. Styling 50-year-old men, you need a lot of boldness to do that, I find. I like the fact that I have a less societally normal personality, and I'm not saying that in a big-headed way, like, oh, I'm so unique and normal, but I always like to twist my mind and think unconventionally. So talk about things that people don't think you should talk about, like when I'm on a date, I'll talk about my exes. Because I'm very interested in hearing about someone's background. That might be because of my age. Now I'm older and I'm in my early 30s. I kind of want to get to the point with people because time's are ticking. I want to get to know people. I want to get to know your past. I want to get to know why it didn't work out. It's interesting for me. And sometimes people just think that that's societally not okay, and that's fine. They're not your people. You just say what you want to say. It's fine. There's a lot of people I know, the closest people to me like me exactly for me. They like my bold personality. And I don't always have a bold personality. Sometimes I have a very passive and chill personality. Sometimes you'll see my YouTube videos and I'm like, hi, I'm Hibba, welcome. Like, I'm not always confident. We shouldn't want to be like everyone else. And we shouldn't want to be liked by everyone else, because that will never happen. It just won't. And the sooner we accept that, the better, so that we can live our lives wild and free and in our truest form. And I know it's not easy to be like that, but it's something that we can work towards and get better at it, okay? Get better at being wild and free and being our truest form. There's a lot of things I'm going to talk about on my channel that will help you get there. So many people adapt themselves based on society's conditionings, based on other people's projections and fears. Oh, like a man might be fearful of a strong woman. Doesn't mean you should be any less of a strong woman just because in your workplace the man gets intimidated. You know what I mean? Okay, let me repeat that. So many people adapt themselves based on society's conditionings or based on other people's projections and fears. Going against what they know, going against the box they put you in for their own safety and comfort. It's more comfortable. Even if you look back in the day when people would oppress and look against people who are gay, there was a box once where it was like, you're male, you're female, you're a male that dates women, and you're a woman that dates men. There was never gender fluidity. That they put us in this little box, and people had to fight against the box in spite of people putting them down, of people judging them. It took people like us to go against that. Do you know what I mean? Go against the box that society puts you in just to make other people feel safe. I'm sorry. I'm gonna choose who I date. I'm gonna choose what my gender is. I'm going to choose to be loud and proud as a woman entrepreneur, even if your little box of safety that you put me in doesn't coincide with that. Sorry. The world needs more weirdos, eccentrics, charisma. For if we all copied each other, we would all be sheep. I like sheep, by the way, let's be honest, but just for the quote's sake. Well, this is all stuff I've written. I can call it a quote, whatever. I'm a big quote master for today. Do you think the wood stopped being strong, being fierce? Oh, I wrote wood instead of wolf. I was like, what? Do you think the wolf stopped being strong, being fierce, hunting, just because a sheep judged them for it based on their own fear and safety? I think not. The wolf still continued to hunt and continued to be a wolf. Okay, so I wrote all of that, and I know it's a bit annoying me keep looking at my phone, but I'm still new to this. I'm still getting comfortable being in front of the camera talking about serious things like this. So after writing everything I just told you, I started reading a book by Glennon Doyle. I do not remember the name of the book because it's Audible, and I was walking and I was letting off some steam and thinking about life, and coincidentally I stumbled upon a paragraph in the book. I'm not even halfway through the book, and it literally linked to everything I just told you, okay? So I'm going to read you a passage from the book, and I recommend you read the book, and I hope it doesn't ruin it for you. I'm going to try and not ruin the book for you because it's a really good book, and I want you to all read it if you are going through similar things to what I've explained in this video. Complete coincidence that this book coincided with my thoughts, by the way. I cannot believe how much it helped further explain what I've been trying to explain. So it said, it's quite long, so there's all these previous bits. It said, some call the knowing God or wisdom or intuition. So she's talking about trusting yourself and your intuition. So some people call it God, some people call it wisdom. If we want to live our singular shooting star of a life, so talking about just being our singular self. And then she talks about, I have learned that if I want to rise, I have to sink first. So kind of what she means by that is she has to just be her truest self, and if that means that society goes against her, she has to sink before she rises so that she can be her truest self. Rising is being your truest self, like a phoenix from the ashes. Okay, I'm going to read this whole paragraph now. I have to search for and depend on the voice of inner wisdom instead of voices of outer approval. This saves me from loving someone else's life, living someone else's life. By the way, I typed this in my notes. I think it says, this saves me from living someone else's life. It also saves me a hell of a lot of time and energy. I just do the next thing the knowing guides me towards, one thing at a time. So she's talking about her intuition, God, the knowing. I don't ask for permission first, which is just such a grown-up way to live. The best part is this. The knowing is beyond and beneath language. So I have no language to use to translate it to anyone. Since it doesn't use words to explain itself to me, I quit using words to explain myself to the world. This is the most revolutionary thing a woman can do, or anyone. A man can do it too. The next precise thing, one at a time, without asking permission or offering explanation. This way of life is thrilling. So she's talking about taking actions one step at a time, every day, just one step at a time, towards your truth, without asking permission or offering anyone at all explanation. You yourself, not your boyfriend, not your girlfriend, not your husband, not your wife, not your mum, not your dad. Offering no explanation, one step at a time, working towards your truth. No one has ever lived or will ever live this life I am attempting to live, with my gifts and challenges and past and people. I don't know what the people bit means. Maybe it was another part of the sentence. But what she means is no one can really say anything about you in your life. Sorry, you guys, it completely cut out, and I hope I remember where I got to because my battery's dying, so I can't rewind it. So people haven't lived your life. Do you know what I mean? It says we cannot contort ourselves to fit in to the invisible order. So I really like the word contort, because contort, when you think about it, it almost links to really uncomfortable positions. You don't want to spend your life contorting to fit into something else. That's even more uncomfortable than just being your true self. We must relearn our soul's native tongue. I really like that line as well, because it's like relearning what we already knew from the cruxicles of our soul from before what society told us what to do or how to be. Don't know why I'm being so sassy today, honestly. So obviously something I'm really passionate about. You have value from just being you. You are worthy. You have value for just being you. Creation does not make mistakes. There is an old story, there is an old thought that is keeping you in this mentality. So that was from Arundhati, that last paragraph. Sorry if I'm confusing you. So your value from just being you, that paragraph I just read is from Arundhati. The rest is from Glennon Doyle's book. So I'm going to probably put captions on here so it's clearer for you to understand where I'm getting all this from. So obviously the beginning part was all my own personal thoughts. Then that final paragraph was Glennon Doyle, and then this tiny little spritz just at the end was a message from Arundhati. And he was linking it to talking about the tree thing as well, like being a tree, and basically saying trees ground themselves. They're grounded and they root themselves and they don't care what anyone else thinks. They still are a tree. And on that note, that's what I have to say about that. It's a work in progress, and it's what I'm doing as well, where we can really just live our lives without the shackles of external things and just be as free as we possibly can be. Because we only get one life. One day we'll be gone. And everyone else and everything else that influenced you is also going to be gone, and no one's going to care because we're not going to be here. So sending you so much love, light and good vibes as usual. And I just want to let you know you are so loved. I appreciate you. I care about you. And I think that we all have so much going for us in our own unique ways. And if we just trust ourselves a little more, we can all get there faster. Mwah, mwah. So much love, and see you at my next video.